Hello, Mario! In this video we're going to do some more work on the site plan, and hopefully we'll finish the dwelling and get that done, and then we'll move on to the garage and get the garage sited. So that's something to look forward to. So let's crack on with it and get into see where we left off. Now, where we left you last, of course, we had the house sited on the lot there, approximately where we wanted it. It's slightly different from other plans prior to this, but this is where I've decided that that's the best place to site it now. So we've got it there, and if we can look in there, we can see that we've got a few hatches and what have you missing. So I'm going to go to the actual layout here, and in the layout there we've got various colours, and first thing I want to do is get those colours in black and white and get some of the missing hatches put in there. So the way to do that is to first of all get our ribbon back. Just type in ribbon there and get that back, and go to the home, and it's going to happen in the layer properties. So we're going to go up to the top here, and we can see that this is the XREF layers here for the basic 2D CAD floor plan. And just looking at some of the layers there, the brick hatch is turned on, so I'll turn that on. Doors, elevations, floor plan text, house names, plan miscellaneous, floor lines, site plan text. The tile hatch, not so much. The wall hatch needs to be turned on, certainly, and I think that's all of the brick hatch. That's probably all the detail we want, but I also want everything to be in black and white, so I'm just going to select there, hold down the shift key and select there, which selects all those layers, and over here in this particular viewport I'm going to have everything there in the colour white. So that should be going there like so. Okay, and I'm just going to close that down, and so there's my house there, all set up in there, and I've got the wall hatch and the brick hatch on. So I think just sufficient detail with reference to the previous plans that we can see what's what. We know that this is the lounge, this is the kitchen in here, which we've got on this side of the house, so it should get some nice morning sun. The living area in here should get sun to around about, just after midday, and then in the afternoons the sun will warm up the bedrooms here. If you wanted to, and I think on the previous plans I have got the some of the text on there, so we could perhaps go back into here, and let's just go back into here, of course, and we could turn on some of the floor plan, wall hatch, wall lines, text plan. I'll just turn that on, and oh, that's not quite the text I wanted. Text plan, site plan text here. Oh, that's turned on. We don't want to turn that off. But yeah, there's a bit of detail there. Plan text. Turn that off, I think. Oops. Text plan. So turn that off. Like so. Yeah, there's some in there. Furniture could be turned on. Floor plan text. Try turning that on. Okay. Floor plan text doesn't seem to want to come on. It's probably got some issues there with things. The thing. So I'm going to leave it like that. I think it's okay. And if we needed to have that text, we could add that at a different time. Seem to have managed to get it to operate there previously, but I may have done things a little bit differently. So there we go, we've got it all sort of in there like that. So what I want to do now is add some dimensions. So I'm going to, at this stage, come up with a new layer. So here's a new layer here, and I'm going to call this house set out dims. Okay, at the moment I've got the house in the set out text setbacks text layer. It's sort of sitting okay in there. Perhaps we should add a new layer here for on here, and this is just for the house, building sited buildings. So I'm just going to call that a sited building, sited buildings. So that's just the layer that I'll xref those into. I don't want that particularly to be blue. We'll see how that goes, what that turns out like. So let's just get out of there and see what's transpiring. So that there, I want to put that into the I want to go to the home sited buildings layer there. I'll just go there and do the properties. Like so, get my properties up and running, and I want to change that to the sited buildings layer. There we go, sited buildings layer there. So that seems to be okay there, and then I want to create my so that's where that xref is going in for the sited buildings, and then I want to start doing my dimensions for my set out dimensions, and so I'm going to make that the current layer. I've just got to find it now. House set out dims. So there we go. So that's now our current layer, and we're going to do some dimensions. And the dimensions that we're going to do is we'll go to annotate to do that. I'd like to do some aligned dimensions. So the first one I'm going to do is just from here out to the boundary. So I'd just like to really define one clear point as the thing, and that's going to be there at 3149. Okay, there is my that's been set out there in millimeters, 3149 for this here, and then I'm just going to do another aligned text here, which is just going to be from that point there down to there, down to the middle here to this point here, and that's going to be that dimension there. 8631 is how that's panned out there. So that's fine. It would be nice to have them as even numbers, but I'll just leave it at that at this stage. Now I notice there that I'm getting those in my little, I'd like to have those as continuous lines. So I'm going to go to the into my home, into my layers here, into my layer properties, and for my house set out dimensions, and I'm just going to change that line type there to continuous, which should fix that problem, and there we have the dimensions there like that. So that's given a good set out of that corner there, and I'm going to do a similar thing on this corner here, just in case you know, a redundant something alternative is needed if one's not accessible. So let's just go in here for a back to annotate. Yep, and aligned there, and just from that point there, okay, and down to here at right angles to this boundary here. There we go, and we get 5570. So I've just pulled the whole house back a little bit further than I had shown it on previous plans. 5570, just to get that out of there. And again, I'll just do another dimension here, aligned, which will just be from that point there to that point there. So this should clearly get the plan on the, get everything on the boundary, or get the house on the site, like so. So that could possibly just come back there a little bit, and that one there. Now it is possible to get these a little by moving the house around, obviously little bits, to get these dimensions to be sort of more civilized, like for instance 9 meters and 8,600 and that sort of thing. But I'm just going to leave it like that. So that gives a reasonable set out for the house. I would give another dimension here, and that's this one over here, just by way of a check, so that, you know, the builder, when they set it out, they could check it against this other boundary here. So we're going to just do one more aligned one here, and remember I'm going from the framing line, and just from there straight out and parallel to this boundary to the little right angle one there, and that'll give there 7736. So we've pulled the house over there. Now that should be sufficient to locate the house, the house on the boundary. Ideally I would expect that this point here would be set out, then perhaps using this dimension here, or the house would be orientated, and then the further set out completed with the check across there. And you'd expect them to be within 100 mils, or to meet any requirements with regards to minimum setbacks and things like that. So at this stage there, that's the house sited on the site there. That's the dwelling sited and fixed in place. The next thing to do, to look at, would be, we would be starting to look at the garage and getting the garage there. So the garage is going to be drawn in another separate plan and then XREF'd in. So that's what's going to happen next, and we'll see where things go from there. We may do a little bit of try and get a little bit of text into that house. Just might make things look a little bit more civilized, so that we can work out which rooms are where. But that's something for the future. So cheers, see you.